The moment your life starts improving, something strange happens. People don't always celebrate you. Sometimes they change. And if you don't recognize these reactions, you'll start shrinking without realizing it. Here are 5 toxic reactions to success that most people never see coming. This isn't about bad people. It's about what your success represents. Because when you grow, you become a mirror, and not everyone likes what they see. Your progress doesn't need to say a single word to make someone uncomfortable. Your progress speaks by existing, loudly and clearly. The people around you measure themselves against you constantly. Most of them don't even know they're doing it. But the moment your life starts moving forward, the comparison becomes impossible to ignore. And that's when these 5 reactions appear. Not all at once, not always from who you'd expect. But make no mistake, they will appear, inevitably. The 5 reactions. 1. The silent distance. They don't attack you. They don't say anything wrong. They just pull back. The messages get shorter. The energy gets lighter. The presence gets smaller, almost vanishing from view. You check your phone and realize you haven't heard from them in a while. And when you do, something feels different. Off somehow. Like a conversation that's technically happening but isn't really there. This is the first reaction, not aggression, distance. Because being close to you now requires confronting something they're not ready to face. Their own stagnation, their own excuses, their own unlived potential. You didn't ask them to feel any of that, but you don't have to ask. You just have to keep growing, and the mirror does the rest. The second reaction is the fake supporter. This one is harder to catch because on the surface, everything looks right. They congratulate you. They say the correct words. They smile at the right moment. But something feels off. The congratulations land flat. The subject changes too fast. The follow-up question never comes. They heard what you said. They just weren't interested in it. This is not support. This is performance. It is a calculated act. The fake supporter has learned that attacking you would reveal too much about them. So they applaud instead. Briefly, quietly, and then they move on to something else. The tell is in the energy. Real celebration has weight. It stays in the room. Fake celebration evaporates before it finishes happening, like it was never there. You felt the difference. You just haven't always let yourself trust it. Reaction number 3 is the doubter. This one comes disguised as care. Just be careful. Are you sure about this? They ask with concern. I just don't want you to get hurt. Don't get your hopes up too soon. The words sound like concern. They feel like concern at first. But notice when they arrive. Timing is everything in these moments. Not in the planning stage when their input would actually help, but much later. After the decision. At the moment of action. Right when you need support. Right when you need your own belief the most. That timing is not accidental. The doubter is not trying to protect you. They are trying to stay comfortable. Because if you succeed, their own hesitation becomes harder to justify. But if you stop, if you second guess, if you pull back, the progress ends. The distance between you closes, and the discomfort goes away. Simple as that. At least for them, their world stays small and safe, at your expense. Now, for reaction number 4, the minimizer. Pay close attention to this. You share something you're proud of, and they immediately shrink it. But that's not really that hard. A lot of people do that. It is common. I mean, it's good, but the but changes everything you just said. Sometimes it's a sentence. Sometimes it's just a look, a subtle dismissal. Sometimes it's just the absence of the reaction you expected and deserved. Either way, the effect is the same. The energy is drained from the room. You walk away from the conversation smaller than when you entered it. The joy of your achievement has been sucked away. The minimizer is not critiquing your achievement. They are simply managing their own internal reaction to your success. If your win can be made smaller, the gap between you and them becomes more bearable. It makes them feel less inadequate. Your growth stops feeling like an accusation, and they can breathe again. Their ego is safe for now. The problem is that you absorb it. You hear the but. You remember the pause. It stays with you. And slowly, almost without noticing, you start presenting your wins more quietly. You stop celebrating yourself. Already minimized, pre-shrunk, ready for their comfort, you become your own minimizer. That is exactly what they needed to happen. They won the battle for their own comfort. But don't let it. Your growth is yours to own. Protect it. 5. The competitor. You weren't in a competition, but suddenly, they are. Something shifts in how they talk about their own life. Everything becomes a comparison. Their wins get louder. Their announcements get bigger. They start showing up differently, as if they're responding to something you said without actually saying it. You didn't challenge them. You didn't say a word, but your progress challenged them, silently, without permission. This is the competitor, someone whose sense of self was quietly tied to staying level with you. And now that the levels have shifted, they've entered a race you didn't sign up for. The most exhausting part is that you can't win it, because they're not competing against your goals. They're competing against their own fear, and that race has no finish line. The click. Notice something? None of these are direct attacks. None of them are obvious. No confrontation, no argument, no obvious moment to point to. That's exactly what makes them dangerous, because they don't land on the surface. They get inside. The silence makes you question the friendship. The fake praise makes you question your own read of people. The doubt makes you question the decision. The minimizing makes you question the achievement. The competition makes you question whether you even wanted to win. And none of it came from one dramatic moment. It came from accumulation, small signals, repeated over time. The real danger. Here is what actually happens to most people. They don't get pulled down by others. They pull themselves down, trying to stay comfortable for others. They share less. They aim smaller. They apologize for moving forward. They sand down the edges of their ambition so it fits more easily inside other people's comfort zones. And the worst part? They call it humility. It isn't humility, it's self-abandonment with better branding. The 5 reactions in this video are not your problem to solve. They are not your responsibility to manage. They are a signal that you are moving. And movement always creates friction. That's not a warning, that's physics. The turn. But once you see this clearly, something changes. Deep inside. You stop internalizing the silence. You stop performing smallness to make rooms feel safer. You stop editing your wins before sharing them. You start to recognize the pattern for what it is, not a reflection of your worth, a reflection of distance, the distance between where you are and where they expected you to stay. And once you see it that way, you stop shrinking, you stop explaining, you just keep going. Closing. Not everyone will clap when you win. Some people will go quiet. Some will smile and feel nothing. Some will turn your progress into a competition you never entered. And none of that is about you. It never was. Your growth was never meant to be comfortable for everyone. It was meant to be true to you. The people who can handle who you're becoming will still be there, and that information is not a loss. It is clarity. Observe more, speak less, and watch who changes. If you've recognized any of these reactions in your own life, leave in the comments. I see it, because the moment you name it, it loses its power over you.